Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter as I have made it to the end of the month and I am currently out of time, unfortunately, but I wanted to use the little bit of time left that I have to touch upon Black Veil Brides and their current quote-unquote path of the Ascension as I had touched upon in the last episode. The only difference being is today has been a full week since my last episode and since what they have last said. The only thing I didn't touch upon was their email that they sent out if you were signed up for their email list. The email said, "The veil has lifted. The pact is sealed. You walk now among the outcasts. Will you stray from the light or accept the path? This is a communion of silence, a gathering of the forsaken and the faithful. Through this channel, you will receive first rights before the masses, access to the inner circle. We do not deal in noise, only truths for the willing. You are one of us now, if you choose. Forever in darkness, Black Veil Brides." So that was the email that you would get if you were signed up for their email list. And since then, has it ever been a hell of a time? I'm going to go over this step by step, one thing at a time, and try not to get too overwhelmed. It started off with the email and went to their Instagram, which they've been posting every single day since the last Monday. And they are videos from a masked figure with very distorted kind of sound, a different kind of voice, and very hard to read text, but all very symbolic and very mysterious. A very interesting aesthetic along with vibe for what this new era is building upon, and it is starting with us as the Outcasts, which we've already been. It's definitely harkens back to their past material, literally their very first album, We Stitch These Wounds, opening up by saying we are the Outcasts. Very interesting to see that they're going back to that in some way or another. But if you do follow them on Instagram, you already know that they have been posting story after story every day, and it has been making me incredibly excited. Now, the Outcasts, it's a channel that they currently have on their Instagram. If you're not a part of it, go be a part of it because that's where it's all happening. And they have posted different updates over the past few days, and I just kind of wanted to touch upon them a little bit. Ones that really stood out to me, alongside what that character, that masked figure, which I have to assume to be Andy, but obviously is some sort of character for this story, as it seems the mask that is being worn, since you can't really make it out, it's the same silhouette as one of the masks that they wore in their Born Again video, which was the Phantom Tomorrow era, which makes me really curious and really excited to know if this is a continuation of said era in which we didn't get. We were supposed to get, for those that don't know or weren't around for it when it was happening, we were supposed to get the Phantom Tomorrow Part 2. And in the Phantom Tomorrow Part 2, it was supposed to follow 9, the character 9. And in saying the character 9, he was the one that was the opposition, if you will, the enemy towards Blackbird. And it's a big concept I'm not going to get into too heavy here. I would love to talk about it another time. But with that, 9 represented kind of the 9 levels of hell from like Dante's Inferno. That kind of idea. And they wanted to make an album about 9 and kind of following his side, his perspective of it, to my knowledge. In saying all that, it's really kind of making me wonder if we're getting more of that because it's been so cryptic and very, very much like resembles that idea, especially with this being 9 trials that we're having to go through and be a part of. It really makes me wonder if it isn't the exact same idea being given to us now, if it's not just a recycled idea that's been changed to fit this album or at least this era's narrative. Very curious, very interested, but all the same, I'm just going to read these out here. It started with, in the Outcasts channel, "Will you walk the path? Walk the path of the Ascension now. Are you ready? Then the next day, the trial of judgment begins now. Choose wisely. Into the trial of blood begins now. Choose your stance. And then, even further, reminder, 9 tests will decide your fate. Fail, and you will be forgotten. Endure, and you will ascend. So curious on what they mean and what they're planning. Because it also went even further, and I'm going to keep on going. The trial of the oath begins now. Are you loyal or alone? Message your response in the story. Good luck. And then Friday, the gauntlet has reached its midway mark. The air grows heavier, the path narrows. How have you endured so far? Will your steps remain true or falter beneath the weight? Do not be deceived. The path does not forgive. Every choice carves a consequence. The trial of betrayal begins now. Do you avenge or forgive? Good luck. Then Saturday, the turning of days means nothing here. The path does not sleep. The right does not pause. The next trial stirs just beyond the veil. It comes soon. Will you be ready when it calls your name? So many of these things, the way that they're spelt and then the way that they're said, they've got to be references to all their old past work. And as a fan, it makes me so excited and just so full of love that they are giving these songs new life in terms of like making them more than what they were, kind of breaking the fourth wall of being like, hey, we know what these are, as they are old Black Veil songs. But let me continue. The trial of wrath begins now. Will you use fire to burn, or will it light your path? Good luck. Then yesterday, which currently would mean Sunday, there is no turning back now. The path must be walked. Another trial rises soon. Are you prepared to face what waits in the shadows? The trial of shadows begins now. Will you embrace your past, or will you erase it? Choose cautiously. Then today, a weight bears down upon us all. Some have strayed, scattered like sheep in the fog. But you remain, unbroken, unmoved by the fear that steals the weak. The next trial stirs in the silence. Will you rise to meet it, or follow the flock into oblivion? The trial of chains begins now. Are you free of your chains or bound by them? Choose wisely. Good luck. That is what is said in the Outcasts channel, and I just wanted to share that because personally, I have made my own decisions. I've actually been doing both, as I do have a personal Instagram and Lights Monarch Instagram. I have been getting each and every single answer, and if you want to go check it out, it is all on my socials, at Lights Monarch on everything, and this has kind of been ultimately taking over my life, consuming my life for right now, and I couldn't even complain because it is Black Veil Brides, and I'm so happy. And as I will mention, I said, I am ready, and their response was, you have chosen the path. There is no turning back now. Your first trial begins tomorrow. Watch, listen, and be prepared. The Outcasts are watching you. Which, that sent shivers down my spine. Absolutely intense. And obviously, I picked balance because I personally seek balance, but justice does not come without sacrifice. Be warned, those who wait too long become prey. Then I sent the sunglasses to say, patience is a blade sharper than steel. Those who strike too soon are the first to fall. And then I replied to their next story, alone. You stand in the shadows, unseen, but do not mistake solitude for strength. Even shadows need light. And then I sent the dove, and they responded, you release the weight of vengeance, knowing that some wars only consume those who fight them. But does that make you wise or weak? Then the next one I responded, light. Illumination is its own weapon. Be careful. Truth is the sharpest blade. Then I said, embrace. The past whispers your name. Will you listen, or will you silence the ghosts? Then today I said, free. Freedom is an illusion, but you refuse to be controlled. Keep moving. your path is not yet complete. And in saying all that, that might sound like complete nonsense for anyone that has not been following all of this. And there are stories. If you want to hear them and see them and come along down this path of ascension with us fellow outcasts, the Black Veil Brides Army, join us. Honestly, come and join us if you are ready to walk the path. Because all of their stories that they've been talking about all of this stuff in is currently on their profile on Instagram underneath a saved story archive called Ascension. Go check it out. You will get the full entire context there. And I have to say, for the last minute here, since I only have like a minute left, I am incredibly excited, incredibly curious, and personally have been loving the hell out of this. The throwbacks to their old songs, the complete wonder and mystery of what the fuck is going on. Black Veil Brides, what are you planning? What are you doing? Am I going to wake up after this 9th day, which should currently be, I believe, come Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken? Are we waking up to a brand new Black Veil Brides track called Ascension? Does it matter what we choose in these questions? Does it really change the outcome? Are we going to get a special song depending on what our choices are? Are we getting pre-order exclusive things? Are there different vinyl variants for maybe this album? Maybe that's why we're walking this path. Or is it even a deeper level of we are the Outcasts and we are Black Veil Brides? We are them and they are us. And in this album's era, in this album's story, we, as a whole, hold a really big part of this story. That is the only thing that can come to mind, and it makes me so curious and so excited. But I do have to end there since I am currently out of time. I will touch even further upon all of this in my next episode to come, as by then we should understand and know what the hell is going on entirely. So thank you so much for listening, and if you are a part of the Black Veil Brides Army, thank you so much for checking this out. And let me know your thoughts on all of this. I would love to hear them, for we are a community, and I adore them, have for many, many years, going on 11 years now. But enough rambling from me. Thank you for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.